Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country. Who's Your Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Who's Your Trapper Supply. J3 Outdoors, manufacturer of the Hag Bracket and Body Trap Spring Clip. Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents, Who's Your Trapper Deer Scents, and Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
All right, welcome to episode 12 of Who's Your Trapper Outdoors. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. It's raining today. You can probably hear the rain on the roof, maybe. I don't know. If you're hearing it, that's what that is. So, on this episode, this is our first episode for the semi-live. So this is all Indiana farmland trapping, which a lot of people can relate to. So, anyways, we're going to have, that'll basically be what we show for the rest of the season. So, assuming Justin and I get out and trap some beavers, or at least Justin or something. So, anyways, obviously we're going to have to wait for the water to go down because the creeks are raging right now. So, and I know a lot of you are dealing with that. Want to mention the photo contest. Be sure to the Show Us Your Bottle photo contest. All the details are on the homepage of the website, who'syourtrappersupply.com. And there is a specific email to send those contest entries to. It's htsphotocontest@gmail.com. So it's on, all the information's on the website, on the homepage of the website. I want to thank everybody for the orders, and stopping by the shop, phone orders, online orders, whatever. That's what makes all this possible. We sure appreciate it, and on behalf of everyone at Who's Your Trapper Supply, we appreciate all of our customers. I think that's about it. I hope you enjoy the show. First location for here Indiana season. So deer season, shotgun season, rifle season ends today, and we've got a pretty good stretch of weather coming up. So anyways, we finally got a chance to get out and get some traps set. And I think you'll probably notice, for those of you that have followed us for a few years on this semi-live, you probably recognize the locations we're setting. Basically the locations we've trapped numerous years now, and proven locations. So here in this corner down here, we've got two dirt holes we just put in. Basically we've got probably one of the biggest woods in this northern part of the county for sure, right over here, and this actually, that line of trees right there, there's a drainage in that ditch. Open water, and then as you can see, it's heavily grown up, and then that corner there, it's never great for a bunch of coyotes, but we usually catch, I don't think we caught one there last year, but we did the year before. So anyways, it's a location that's definitely worth setting. For those of you that have been to this our shop, this is less than a mile down the road from the shop, so close by, easy to check, and that's our starting point for the Indiana line.
Semi-live. Feels good to be out setting traps. This is usually a really good spot for Charlie and I. It was pretty slow last year though, so we're hopefully we can redeem ourselves over here. There were some old droppings here, and Charlie just found a track back that way. This spot's a little lower, so it is muddy. Just for safety reasons, I am going to use wax dirt on this one.
All right, so this is going to be a baited flat set, which I know goes against the purest form of the flat set, but we've had good luck with these. So basically I've got my trap here. You see the pan cover there. And I took my driver and I'm going to go like this. Put that there. And I'm actually going to put bait in there. Before I do that though, I'm going to keep my set making gloves on and finish this up. Trap was well bedded. Put a little waxed dirt on here just to help the scenario. Blend a little bit. Can pull this stuff in. Put my luring baiting gloves on so I don't contaminate everything else with lure and bait, just the lure and bait itself. We're going to take the top dog, if I can get a decent enough stick here. I'm going to shove that down in that hole that I made with my stake driver, and then we're going to put that rock right there on top of that. So we've got a flat set, but there is bait that we're using, and typically a flat set doesn't have bait, but we've had good luck with this in the past, and so I'm going to stick with that on this one. And ideally on a flat set you would use a gland lure and some urine, and if you had some coyote droppings you would put that here too. And I did not grab any gland lure, so I'm going to use black gold. We're just going to put that kind of along that edge right there. A little bit of urine right there, coyote urine, and that's it. So like I said, we've got kind of a hybrid flat set here, I'll call it, and that's kind of the finished set. Really doesn't have any eye appeal to it. We're working strictly off of the smell. The eye appeal of a dirt hole you know, is really good visually, but it's sometimes just to throw something different at it, different at them, this is a good way to go. We've got 4 sets in this location here, so I've got 2 on that side that Justin put in, and I got 2 on this side that I put in, and that's typically what we set up here. Has worked in the past, so we'll see how it goes this year. I'm kind of anxious to see how this spot, whether it improves over last year, and hopefully we'll go back to where we were the year before and the 2 years prior to that. So anyways, we'll see how this plays out. All right, this is our
third location.
Third stop. Yeah, third location.
It's windy.
And it is very windy. Kind of miserable, actually. Well, it's not miserable, but it's kind of annoying. Anyways, we've got this cattle pasture right here. We are not setting in the pasture. Never actually have done that well in there, so we always set this corner right here. We're up against standing corn here, which is a little unusual because it's November 28th. And then we're gonna right on the other side of that, those trees right there. There's a creek. We're gonna cross the creek and we're gonna set that other corner back there. So we'll have kind of 2 different locations set at this one stop. Basically, one on one side of the, or 2 sets on one side of the creek and then 2 on this side of the creek. But anyways, third stop, kind of keeping you posted as to what we're doing.
All right, we got a brand new location here. We've never set this. There's sheep on the property, and we're helping the local farmer out here by trying to catch some coyotes, because he said he's lost 3 sheep here in about the last month. So we got access behind his house in this field. And Charlie and I just basically, we found this is the closest place for a pinch point. Kind of muddy, we can't really drive the whole property. Charlie's got a set right here on this side of the drive, and I got one over here. What'd you use, Charlie, lure-wise?
Vixen Elixir and Top Dog, of course, and I actually put the Bobcat yarn on this one just to
change it up.
Yep.
I got Predator Gravy and Top Dog and jet fuel on this one. So yeah, it's promising. Charlie mentioned probably catch possums and coons out of here first. It looks like a good spot for them. They're probably in and out of this guy's barn eating the feed and
right, and all those.
Yeah,
and we're up against the woods here, so
yeah, in the woods. And
a lot of times we get asked about how to avoid catching that stuff. If you can avoid locations like this, that's your best bet. But
yeah.
So.
Well, we'll see. Time will tell. Hopefully we can catch a couple coyotes.
Yep.
All right, location 5. We've got 2 dirt holes right along this brushy fence row right here. We've set this on and off over the years for a number of years. We've caught coyotes along the woods edge over there, and we've caught coyotes at the very bottom. Here lately, the past few years, it seems like we've actually done better right in this spot here, so that's where we're going to set. The same coyotes that run over there are going to run over here. The wind was perfectly right. They could probably actually smell the lure in most cases, or in some cases. So anyways, we just set it up right here, quick and easy, get in and get out. We can drive in here, pick the cornfield. So we're gonna actually go now, and we're gonna set, as the crow flies, probably only about 400 yards or 500 yards that way, but it's on the other side of the creek. Kind of a different, same animals, but a different kind of a travel pattern. So we're gonna set that up here next. So, but just wanted to show you location number 5.
All right, so this is location number 6, and this is the one I was just telling you about that was just pretty much across the creek from where we were just at. Generally it's going to be the same coyotes, but it is definitely a different travel pattern, just because the where this ground runs and the lies in the creek and all of that. So Justin's got a set right here on the corner. We've got kind of a farm lane right there, 2-track. Super muddy right here, so we would ideally, it'd probably be better to set a little further into this 2-track, but it's super muddy. And then I've got one just basically kind of in front of my truck right there on the left. So it's one of those spots too. We've got a long history here. It's kind of hit or miss on coyotes, to be honest with you, but it's definitely worth setting up. And it's all, it's part of the before work Indiana farmland trapline. So
yep, got Top Dog and using Predator Seducer on this one.
Okay.
So try to seduce the coyotes into getting their foot stuck.
All right, stop number 7. Justin's putting a set in right there, finishing one up. We actually got 4 sets here. Another farm lane bridge over a small creek. And then there's 3 sets basically in that grass area right there. That's kind of a, I wouldn't say it's a 2-track, but that's definitely where the farm equipment goes, when they're working on the fields. But definitely a travel way for these coyotes.
Last set of the day.
Yep.
Good location here we've caught over the years. We got the farm bridge that we just showed,
which is, let me see if I can.
Not gonna be able to zoom in, it's pretty far away, but
yeah, it's
400, 500 yards away.
Yeah, it's way over there where you see those farm buildings. So that's where we were just at. And this is pretty good sized woods here. Justin's got a set right there in that corner.
Yep.
And I've got a set basically right there by that tufted grass. And we came in on a 2-track back there. So, like Justin said, this has got some history here. So, to give you an idea, we've set, this makes 8 locations or 8 stops. Some of it we are trapping against ourselves. In other words, same farm, different pull-ins or whatever. and we have set a total of 22 traps. So we got one more location that we can set up. It's probably a little bit wet. We're going to let it dry out for a day or two, and then we'll set it up. And that's probably all we're going to be able to fit in, you know, before work locations, that kind of thing. So anyways,
See what happens.
Yeah.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
Yep.
It's always a great time. First day out. Feels good.
Hags Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
All right, check day one. So this is the spot we actually showed you yesterday where I was burying the bait underneath the rock on the hybrid flat set. And as you can see, he's not too excited right there, but we did connect with the coyote. First night out. We also had talked about this location being really disappointing last year after a 3-year history here. So maybe this is a good sign that we're off to a good start at this location again. So we'll see how the rest of the day plays out. This is the third spot we've checked, Justin,
Yep.
today. So we've got 5 more locations to check. So anyways, we'll get him taken care of and get this remade and see what else transpires. All right, here's the remake on that set. And I actually just wore my lure gloves for this one just because everything's stunk up anyways. The coyotes got it all stunk up and lure and bait distributed everywhere essentially. So I moved the rock back in place. I buried the top dog underneath the rock, put a little lure there, a little bit of urine, good to go. Everything's all disturbed. Any self-respecting coyotes are going to come by and check this out. If the coyotes are super a little nervous about this location with the catch circle and kind of an overabundance of coyote smell, we've got a set right there, and then Justin has 2 sets right there on the other side of the bridge. So this spot here definitely will catch multiple coyotes per set in the past, not last year but in the past. So and that's common anyways, but some coyotes will shy away from the catch circle and that overabundance of coyote smell. So but we've got other options here. So a lot of times when the coyotes are coming through the area, this will get them to stop and kind of investigate the area, and then in that scenario they'll find your other sets. So you always want to have ideally at least 2 sets per location, and if it's good enough for 1, it's good enough for 2. And if you've got a spot like this that history has proven itself as being a really good spot, we got 4 sets here. So anyways, that's what's up here.
Pretty big coyote, really.
Yeah, it is a good sized one. Pretty well furred too.
Yeah. That's one thing about starting later in the season.
Yeah.
The stuff's getting primed up a little bit. Well furred, cold.
Definitely look a little better. I mean, we're talking Indiana coyotes still, but at least it's.
Yeah. All right. There's a first time for everything. This flat set I had next to the rock here, I didn't know what kind of happened. Then Charlie came over and pointed it out. This is all fresh dirt from underneath. We had a mole dig up and push my trap out of the way. So, yeah, that's not going to work.
So we probably need to trap the mole.
Yeah. Stupid thing.
And for those of you not familiar, moles are bad here in Indiana, but we got them pretty bad in a lot of places, and they're active unless the ground's just frozen solid or we're in the middle of a drought. They're active up, near the surface all the time. So, anyways,
Try and get this. I have to get some wax dirt or something.
oh, A lot of times when those moles do that, they don't come back through that particular spot. So hopefully there's no more issues here. All right, check day 2. Third stop. And this is what we got waiting on us here. Mr. Possum, good morning.
The old silverback.
This is where we caught the coyote yesterday, right behind me.
Yeah.
So,
This trap was pulled out and it looks like a little bit of possum fur hanging out of it, the jaw. So it could have been almost double on possums, or it was the same one.
I always like that double on possums.
Makes for great footage.
Beautiful morning.
Not as windy.
No, not
Feels
as,
good out.
yeah, not quite as cold. It's a nice morning. Keep you posted. All right, here's the remake on where the possum was. Just kind of got all the disturbance going on. Certainly remake the trap. Get that. That's a very common question we get asked. What do you do if you catch a possum or a coon or something in your coyote set? Remake it. It's better than it was before you caught it. So
Yeah.
definitely always remake them. The only scenario that they don't get remade is on the night that it rains a bunch and you just got soupy mud and you can't function in it. So other than that, remake the set. You're good to go. Location's better than it was prior to the catch.
That's not a coyote.
No, it's not. Check day 2. Hey, winding down. Possum and this coon so far. We had a couple tentative visits, and that was about it. So I don't know. We got one. No, we got 2. No, one more spot.
Yeah, one more
Check.
spot, 2 traps.
Yeah, that's it. So
We're gonna get this remade, kind of clean it up a little bit, and it's gonna have plenty of eye uphill and smell. If it's a little too much for the next critter that comes along, Charlie has a fresh set not too far down that way on the brush line there. So got plenty of time, so I'm sure we'll catch something.
hope so.
All right, got the remake done here. Got it tore up pretty good. Punch that dirt hole back in there, plenty of top dog down. It's a nice deep hole, so they're gonna have to work for it, coyotes. So while he's here dancing around the set, should hit that dry spot there where we put some waxed dirt. We talk about this a lot at the set. There's all kinds of blood. We just kind of kick it to the side, cover it up. Not too concerned about it. This is the most cock-a-bird coon I've ever caught. It's loaded. That's going to require a lot of brushing and combing.
One more spot.
My prized coon today.
Top dog predator bait. Success speaks for itself. Top dog predator bait. Success speaks for itself.
Okay, product highlight. Got 2 of them. HTS bulb caps. This cap, actually, this is Justin's cap. It smells like Top Dog.
Hey, nothing wrong with a lucky hat.
Nothing wrong with that. So, the other product highlight are the Duke 850s. It's well-made trap, cast jaw. Jaws are nice, just kind of maintain that quality of that 550 Pro Series. Now we're up to the 850s. This one in the offset jaw is sold as a wolf trap. Good heavy trap. And I'm not a wolf trapper, but I would feel very comfortable going out and setting this for wolves for my very limited knowledge on wolf trapping. But really good heavy duty quality trap. Of course, they're all base plated, the whole thing. And then this one is actually sold as a beaver trap. And it's a lot of trap, in my opinion. I'm not going to go in too much further than that, but this is the new 850, and that's our product highlight. All right, question and answer. So this is an easy one. Someone wanted to know what camera we use when we're filming, and we use some GoPros, and but primarily we use a Canon XA30, and I guess we would film the camera, but we can't because the camera is filming the show. So I'm not, I'm not sure how we show. But it's a Canon XA30. Couple questions that were asked below the last YouTube show. Somebody said, when you're setting these huge forests like we do in Arkansas, do we set every location that we come to, or do we drive by and go miles and in between locations and that kind of thing? And the forest we trap in Arkansas, we've been going down there for a number of years. I think, I don't remember, well over 10 years. So we have developed areas that are good, some that are better than others, certainly some that have kind of petered out, and some that have picked up and they're better now than they were 10 years ago. So all of that has to be pretty flexible, and you have to be willing to change. Going back to the original question, do we just set every location we came to? We kind of had that strategy to begin with, where we were just setting lots of traps, and whether they be, you know, a quarter of a mile apart, a half mile apart, a mile apart, we were basically just setting every possible location we came to. And we got to the point where, well, you know, after a year or two of doing that, we realized it really wasn't that productive, and we were much more productive to be spread out. So you're in different groups of animals, that kind of thing. We had an instance last season where we set a location. It was one of our favorite locations. We talked about it more than once, and when we went down the hill, which was probably a quarter of a mile, a third of a mile away, and we set it up for the first time, and that location proved to be quite good too. So, and that was new after all these years. So, I guess the best answer to that is it's better to be spread out than to be heavily set in one specific area, in that type of trapping, in that national forest trapping. So, you know, it's something that you will have to adjust over time, and certainly it's none of that's written in stone. So you're going to have to adjust and be flexible. But you may need to initially set most locations to figure out which locations are better than others. So I hope that helps. Somebody said, what do you look for when you are in a new area and you haven't trapped before? So, as I've mentioned more than once, we have set up a lot of places where there's little to no sign, and we're just working off of what we feel are good locations, and that's something that you develop over time. Obviously, if there's sign, that's your best bet. Set the sign, you know, whether it be tracks or droppings or that kind of thing. And then you want to look at, of course, the size of the property, how big it is, you know, all of that plays into it. Somebody was in here the other day, and they're, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, everybody says set on sign, set on sign, set on sign. Well, yeah, if you got it. But generally, we just don't see that much sign. I think we've mentioned it more than once when we were on Arkansas, and in this season, how little sign we actually saw. And we still caught quite a few critters. So a lot of that is washed away in you know, by rain or whatever. A lot of it is they're walking on rock roads and gravel roads, and we're just not seeing sign. Don't have an explanation for why we weren't seeing that much in the way of droppings, but anyways, we just weren't seeing much sign. So then at that point, you're just going to have to work off of what you feel are good locations and what makes sense. The second part of the question was, how long would you stay at a location if you're working a full-time job? Well, I can't really answer that because that all depends on your schedule, your commitments outside of your trapping time, all of that. So I would try to stay at a location for at least a week. 10 days or 12 days would certainly be better, because some of the rotation of the animals may be 7 to 14 days apart. So to give it an honest try, a lot of times, you need to try to allocate at minimum 7 or 8 check days on, if you're just set in one location per se, or if you can stretch it out a little bit further than that, that would certainly be good. But we all got to do what we can do and what we can fit in, and we want to try to keep it enjoyable. And if it turns into a task, then it's not enjoyable. So all of that part really is more up to you and your judgment and how you're approaching it. So I hope all that helps. If you got further questions on that, or you got further comments, be sure to leave them below this video. And if you got other questions, be sure to keep coming those in, try to answer them, and do the best we can. So appreciate you sending the questions.
Alright, I hope everyone enjoyed the episode. Real quick, we got the new catalogs out. Sharp looking. You can get one of these if you request one at our website, HoosierTrapperSupply.com, or you could even call the number below here. If you've placed an order recently, you're already on the list. You'll get one with your order, or if you're on the mailing list, you'll get one. So keep that in mind. Also, please follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, of course YouTube. Subscribe, share, do all that good stuff to support us. And don't forget about the Trap House podcast. And we'll see you next time.